Good evening. It's great to see all these beautiful faces out here. Welcome to the town of Walk Hill. We're gonna have a pledge of allegiance and then we'll have a moment of silence for Elwood Bronner, past chief of Howell Fire District. You stand up.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First, we're gonna start with our first public hearing. The Town Conservation and Subdivision Lighting District. Madam Clerk, can you read?
Notice that a public hearing will be held in the town of Walk Hill on February 27, 2025 at 7:25 p.m. at Walk Hill Town Hall, 99 Taylor Drive, Building A, regarding the formation of the Patel Conservation Subdivision Lighting District pursuant to the order of the Walk Hill Town Board calling for a public hearing dated February 12, 2025, founded and described in accordance with the map plan and report dated February 2024. Prepared by engineering and surveying properties which concerns the lots designated on the tax map of the town of Walk Hill in section 24, block 1, lot 17.322, known as Goshen Turnpike and Heather Court. The petition map plan and engineering report seeking formation of the aforesaid district are now on file in office of the town, and the maximum amount proposed to be extended in the construction of the lighting facilities is $0, since the expense of any necessary improvements shall be borne by the petitioner. The cost to the typical property owner to maintain the improvements will be approximately $118.46 per year per lot. As any resident of town of Walk is entitled to be heard upon said proposed lighting district formation at such public hearing, copies of the order calling for the public hearing and other documentation related thereto are available for review at Walk Hill Town Hall, 99 Taylor Drive, Building A. The town of Walk Hill will give the effort to ensure the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and or reasonable accommodations can contact the town clerk by order of the town board of the town of Walk Hill, Louise and Rest of the town clerk.
And the notice of public hearing was posted and published in accordance with applicable law.
Thank you. Audience, yes. State your name.
Good evening, Ruben Buck, Engineering Properties. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Friends Clubhouse LLC. Just wanted to speak in front of the board tonight regarding the for the lighting district. The applicant is also requesting formative drainage district.
That one's next.
Okay.
We do them
Understood.
separately.
Thank you. So the proposal is for.
If I may, Mr. Buck, in the interest of time, you can give your presentation for both. And the board will just open up the second public hearing and you won't have to speak again if you want to just hit both of them now.
Absolutely, thank you. So the applicant is proposing an 11-lot conservation subdivision. The parcel is approximately 15 acres in size, located in the R2 zoning district of the town of Walk Hill. The property frontage is on Heather Court, Goshen Turnpike, and Scotchtown Colabar Road. The applicant is proposing a new town road off of Goshen Turnpike. The lighting district is to consist of 2 street lights, one at the intersection of the new town road and Goshen Turnpike for safety and visibility at the intersection. The second light is to be located at the end of the cul-de-sac for residents of this community who may be walking in the evening, and again for safety at the end of the road. The drainage district is to include the stormwater infrastructure to support the project. There is going to be a stormwater basin below the lots, new catch basins and drainage pipes within the road to convey stormwater to those ponds. As mentioned, there's no cost to the town. The applicant's contractor will bear the cost of the construction of both the lighting and drainage districts. And that pretty much sums up my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buck.
Also, just for the record, with the petition that was submitted for both the lighting and the drainage districts, the developer has also submitted an irrevocable offer of dedication for the road, which we're not ready to accept at this point. This is just for the districts tonight, but that is also on file with the town.
Thank you both.
So in and out.
Yeah.
In and out of the development is coming off Scottstown Colorado Road or Goshen Turnpike.
Goshen Turnpike.
Okay, because you said you're creating another road.
Yes, the new road will be off of Goshen Turnpike.
Okay, and is there sidewalks on this project?
Yes,
Okay, so there's sidewalks, so people are gonna be walking at night and you only have two lights, one in the beginning of the entrance of the cul-de-sac and at the end of the cul-de-sac. Is that gonna be enough lighting? And those lights, are they architectural in shape? What do they look like?
so the light fixtures are proposed to be selected by the utility company. They'll be standard streetlights to my knowledge. I don't believe that the utility company is going to install any kind of decorative.
So I
light
thought,
fixtures.
I thought that the town was moving in a different direction and doing away with those utility lights. Because we no longer wanted to see these flagpole lights hanging down. They didn't add anything to, especially to a new project, and I thought that we were moving towards more architectural lighting where it's less intrusive to the residents in their homes, but I have a little concern with that. And I also have a concern with that you only have two lights in there. I would prefer to see more of an architectural light in this type of neighborhood and probably a little bit more lighting along the sidewalks. If people are walking in that neighborhood at night, they should be able to see where they're walking. I don't mean to light up the whole street, but at least something that more amber lighting and architectural posts.
Our intention was to limit the lighting just due to the location of the project. We didn't want to have excessive lighting, but I hear your point of wanting to provide enough that we've got adequate lighting on the extent of the new road.
And I agree, don't light up everything, especially where you are and you're right next to Baldwin Hills, but I think we should do away with those long like posts of lights, utility lights, and maybe put something more architectural in there. You could still keep two, maybe three lights in there and achieve the same goal. Food for thought and consideration.
So just to piggyback on that, I think the idea would be to have a shorter, more attractive light, LED lighting that's directional. So instead of like a light post that you would normally see, a street light, it goes out in all directions, 360, and it goes forever. So that would be right in the windows of these people's houses and stuff. If you had a more decorative light lower to the ground with directional shieldage, you could light up the sidewalk of the roadway and not put it into their homes. I mean, I think that's a much better solution. Aesthetically way better, but for the people who live there better as well. And if you live next to a street light, you gotta have your blinds down all the time.
So is that something that you'll take back to the developer to consider? Is that something that we need to go and request from the planning board?
Procedurally, I can go back to the applicant and see if they're willing to address those comments. I don't see why they wouldn't be. They're reasonable. I think safety and also being a non-nuisance to the neighbors is a priority. That would require an amendment to the lighting district report if we're going to add another fixture. Would adjust the numbers slightly. The cost of the town would still be zero, however. So if need be, we can adjust the lighting district report to include these comments.
Yeah, I know Mr. Toe wants to build a nice project. I think he would consider those comments and take them into consideration. Thank you.
That's valuable. Thank you.
Where are you with the planning board right now?
We have conditional final approval.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Mr. Buck.
Well, see if there's anyone from the public.
Yep, I'm good. Anybody else from the public in the audience? Anyone on Zoom? Motion to close the public hearing for the lighting district, the town conservation subdivision.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Next, we have the public hearing for the town conservation subdivision drainage district.
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Waltham on February 27, 2025 at 7:25 p.m. at Waltham Town Hall, 99 Tower Drive, Building A, regarding the formation of the town conservation subdivision drainage district. Pursuant to the orders of town order of the Waltham Town Board, calling for a public hearing dated February 12, 2025, founded and described in accordance with the map planning report dated February 2024. Prepared by engineering and surveying properties, which concerns the lots designated on the tax map of the town of Waltham on the section 24, block 1, lot 17.322, known as Ocean Turnpike and Heather Court. The petition, map plan, and engineering report seeking formation of the aforesaid district are now on file in the office of the town clerk of the town, and the maximum amount proposed to be expended on the construction of the drainage facilities is $0, since the expense of any necessary improvements shall be borne by the petitioner. The cost of the typical property owner to maintain the improvements would be approximately $762.46 per lot per year. Any resident of the town of Waltham is entitled to be notified of said proposed drainage district formation at such public hearing. Copies of the order formed for the public hearing and other documentation related thereto are available for review at Waltham Town Hall, 99 Tower Drive, Building A. The town of Waltham will give the effort to ensure that the persons with disabilities, anyone requiring special assistance and or reasonable accommodation may contact the clerk. So the town board of Waltham, Louise and Grassley, town clerk.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And the notice was published and posted in accordance with law.
Okay. Anyone in the audience? Anyone on Zoom?
Mr. Buck, did I hear you correctly before that you're looking to do a road off, Scottstown Carlisle Road?
Just go.
Just Ocean Turnpike. So, right, and, this is my ward, so I'm very interested in it. If you can get back to me on those suggestions that we made with the lighting, I'd appreciate it.
We'll likely go through and revise the plan. We'll sit with the planning board, go through a workshop, and make that administrative change to the plans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman? Councilman?
Thank you.
No one in the audience?
For the drain.
Drink, yes. That, I make a motion to close the public hearing of the town conservation subdivision drainage district.
Second. Good luck.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So February, we have recognizing the Black History Month. And, you know, to me, it's great to recognize our young people in our community, a very diverse community. And it's important for us as adults, and it's important for the young people that we're going to recognize that we see them when they're doing good. And we recognize that. Let them know that we see what they're doing in our community. So I think it's important for us, not just as community leaders, but as just adults. Let the young people know we see them and we want to honor the commitment they made in their schools and their communities. We're going to start with Middletown. I'm going to have Superintendent, let me see, Amy Cregan come up and I'll bring the board up.
Good evening, everybody. It's so lovely to see so many families and members of our community here tonight to celebrate our young people. Always a pleasure to give our young people an opportunity to show up and shine. And tonight we have very special guests from each of our school campuses. I want to thank the town of Walkville for giving us this opportunity to recognize our young people. Thank our board president, Ed Estrada, who's here this evening to celebrate with us, and Board of Trustee member Andrew Moore, and all of our administrative team. So I'm going to ask them to come up, and we are going to recognize our young people by school. So we will start, if all the administrators that are here can come on up, and our educators that are here to support will kind of go through school by school. So we will start with Middletown High School. I'm just bringing Acevedo. You can go ahead and acknowledge her legacy makers.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us tonight. It is my pleasure and honor to be here as the cohort principal of the class of 2025 for Middletown High School. I have two amazing scholars. Both of them graduating this year, so it makes me very sad. The first one to come up will be Leah Smith. Leah Smith is a force to be reckoned with. She is a senior who pretty much runs part of the day in our school. She is a Safe School Ambassador. She is a member of our student council, a very, very strong leader within our school. She's helped support our food drive, our homecoming, our you name it, and she's had a part in it. She's also a member of our diversity club, and she is very, very excited to finish the school year and be able to go to college. Do we know where you're going to go yet? Howard University. Congratulations, Leah. Our next scholar, he is a young man who has persevered through a lot. He came to Middletown midway through his high school career and started immediately participating in our sports, as well as giving back to the community. Soon to graduate as an EMT, Pishon Smith is also a senior at Middletown. He is a member of the indoor-outdoor track team, as well as on the football team. He is also a leader within our community and immediately wanted to give back. So congratulations. Middle school? Come back. Yeah. Picture time. They were a little nervous because we thought they had to go speak.
No. Yeah, you gotta speak here. Stay right here. Take a picture.
Now we're supposed to take pictures for the school district.
Okay. Good. Montague Middle School, that's next.
Right, thank you very much.
And our first scholar that we'd like to honor tonight is Drew Moore. Drew, could you come on up? Drew is a true leader in our school community. Drew's a part of our Lighthouse team, which is a part of the Leader in Me program. She's part of our student council, and she's very involved throughout the school district. She played basketball this year, and I heard she was very good. When I had the opportunity to go and watch her, she absolutely amazed me. I've never seen a modified basketball player drive to the basket, pull up at the elbow and take a jumper. That was pretty cool. You can ball, and you've got a great handle as well. The most impressive part about Drew, though, is that she embodies the term scholar athlete. She's a scholar first. Her first quarter, she had a 95.6 average in some of our toughest classes. I'm pleased to take some high school courses next year as an eighth grader. I believe her interest right now is to be a Disney Imagineer when she gets older. Okay, it's a pretty great goal. It's a pretty awesome goal. So she's just a great kid. Dad is a board member, so I was hoping Dad can actually give her her certificate tonight. So thank you some more for being here. But now someone else. That's good. So there's Drew Moore, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Moore.
Our next scholar for recognition at Monhegan Middle School is Cassidy Biggs. We can get you up here. We would like to recognize her for her academic and leadership achievements. She's not only an exemplary student, she is a natural leader. She is a gifted athlete and supportive peer to her classmates. She is a member of cross country and basketball at Monhegan, and as a scholar athlete, she has consistently demonstrated strong athletic and academic abilities and admirable personal qualities. She is an eighth grade honor student who received a GPA of 97.23. She has been able to balance a very rigorous academic course load that consists of 4 high school classes, including 2 Regents level courses. She has excelled academically while also actively participating in athletics. Cassidy, she is a gifted runner and a basketball player. Her teammates often looked up to her as a role model because of her work ethic and determination. Cassidy also plays the trumpet in Monhegan's band and has been praised by her teacher for being a natural leader and diligent worker. Cassidy's dream, if I'm correct, is to become a psychologist after high school. She does possess a very calming nature and helpful demeanor. She loves to support others throughout the school day and make people smile. She would like to attend college down south to be close to her family while exploring her career options. And it is without a doubt that Cassidy Biggs has made a large impact on our Monhegan community. Congratulations.
Make sure you guys thank our officials too with a little handshake. Perfect. Thank you.
You know, you can't see it, but we can see it. And I just love, if you could see what we see, the smiles and the glow in the parents of these kids. They're amazing kids, but the parents, they look so proud. And, you know, in today's day and age, to have these kids accomplish what they're doing and what they've done so far, it really is a blessing and a miracle. So congratulations to the parents.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Perkins, and it's my honor and privilege to stand here to represent Twin Towers Middle School and our fabulous scholars. First, I would like to call up Alina Newsom. This young lady is an exceptional eighth grader at Twin Towers. She currently serves as the president of our National Junior Honor Society. She's been a recipient of our Sojourner Truth Awards, and she is just doing wonderful inside the classroom and out. Alina has consistently demonstrated excellence in academics, arts, and community service. In the 6th grade, she participated in the spring musical with a supporting lead role while enrolled in an enrichment program. She is a competitive dancer, an active volunteer at her church, and a dedicated member of both the Ebony Stringers and our own chamber orchestra. Additionally, Alina participates in scholar focus groups because her voice is important and she wants to share it, right, Ms. Lisa? She has also been involved in various sports, receiving the Heart of Gold Award in dance and being accepted into the All-County Orchestra. Her accomplishments can go on and on and on. She is taking high school courses and doing quite well with all of them. Her maturity and her decision-making skills are always demonstrated. And this year, she is going to be our lead in our Matilda Junior production. Yes. So those accomplishments just continue to move on and on, but bigger than all of that, she is known for her humility. She is known for caring for her scholars, and she consistently makes the high honor roll. I give you Alina Newsome. Call up Michaela Nicholson. Come on up. This young lady is a powerhouse. She has been enrolled in the accelerator program since her arrival at Twin Towers. And despite a demanding schedule, Michaela has excelled academically, artistically, balancing competitive dance and advanced coursework, as well as theater performances. Miss Michaela came into our school and said, I am here and I'm going to take one of the leads in the sixth grade as a sixth grader in our production. She also, through her courageous spirit, stood up in front of the entire school, recited poetry, and she is just on to greater responsibilities. She is also a member of the National Junior Honor Society and Chamber Singers. She's always earned a high honor roll recognition. Her leadership, kindness, and ability to help classmates grasp challenging concepts have earned her Sojourner Truth Award nominations for 2 consecutive years. Michaela's peers and teachers admire her for her amicable nature, work ethic, and dedication. She is a natural leader and a role model who embodies the qualities every teacher dreams of in a student. Here is Michaela Nicholson.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deanne Lester, principal of Presidential Park Elementary. And my first scholar to introduce is Sybil Kotai. Come on up. Sybil is an amazing young lady. She currently is in our mastery program at Presidential Park as a 5th grade student. She has a very calm and welcoming presence, making everyone comfortable, and is a role model for her peers. She works well collaboratively and is always supporting others and building on their ideas in the classroom. She has a cheerful nature and very open to feedback, and she is always growing as a learner. She is a self-starter. She will dive deep into her curiosity and will always complement the learning that is happening in the classroom. She's a hard worker and she gives 110% every day with everything that she does. She is an outstanding scholar. Her talents extend beyond the classroom. She's an active participant in chorus and orchestra, where she has shown leadership, commitment, and the ability to balance multiple responsibilities. Sybil has been selected this year for all district chorus and all county orchestra. These achievements reflect her dedication to her craft and practice required to be selected for such a for such prestigious groups. Sybil is truly a standout individual who will leave a positive impression on everyone she meets. Congratulations. Flower is Tatali Quatow. Come on up, Tatali. Natalie is a fifth grade student here at Presidential Park Elementary and a positive member of our National Elementary Honor Society. She contains the virtues of leadership, responsibility, service, and scholarship. She's participated in many and various community events this year and has been a leader of her group and of the Honor Society at Presidential. She assists her peers as well as serves her community during these events and shows responsibility and high-level leadership. She exhibits both positive attitude and an enthusiasm for learning. She is a positive member of her classroom community and is always a great friend to lean on for collaboration and support. Zadali also has an amazing educational team and educational friends that she works with to show and grow all of her leadership skills. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathy Jensen. I have the privilege of being principal at William Carter Elementary School. I'm so proud to present to you two of our fifth graders tonight. I know that they're going to continue to do amazing work in the middle school, and I will miss them tremendously. The first scholar is Malika Sinair. Malika has a strong work ethic, shows kindness, and acts as a role model within our school community. Malika already exhibits the qualities of a leader. Malika played a pivotal role in organizing the success of our coat drive. She created posters and a video to encourage others to assist in the School Agents of Change project. These efforts resulted in the collection of 56 coats to share with our school community. Also recently, a classmate was struggling with a math problem, and Malika took the initiative to say, "I'm here to help you." It was beautiful to watch Malika initiate support with success and grace. Malika is a member of our Honor Society and also an actress in our school play. She's an amazing young lady. Congratulations. Next, James Terry. James is a humble, constant role model in our school community. James is not interested in being the center of attention, but he works hard to serve as a role model, works hard in his academics, and to set an example for everyone around him. James worked hand in hand with Malika during our recent coat drive. He was a worker behind the scenes, creating the collection box and helping to wash the coats. James is a member of our Honor Society and works tirelessly to create the stage for our school play. He's an amazing young man. James.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm Suzanne Bristol. I'm the principal at Maple Hill Elementary School. And I would like to open this evening by inviting Peyton Patterson to come up. Peyton is a very conscientious student. She puts forth a tremendous amount of effort in her academics, as well as making good social emotional choices all the time. She is a member of the orchestra and takes dance classes several times a week. She supports a third grade special education class with dismissal. She loves to travel with her family and travels with them frequently. She participates in after-school activities such as the Crazy Eights Math Club, demonstrating a natural curiosity about learning. She is a kind and caring friend who is interested in getting to know people by asking them questions about themselves. She leads consistently with a kind heart and shows potential to be a future leader in any path she takes. And the best news is she is only in 4th grade and will be at Maple Hill for another year. His grade 5 teachers are here today as well. And now I would like to invite Alma Oshang to come up. Alma is a 5th grader at Maple Hill. She is a member of our National Honor Society and has volunteered with the Salvation Army doing Thanksgiving food drives. She demonstrates leadership and integrity on a daily basis. In addition to being a role model at all times in the classroom, Alma excels academically, scoring well above grade level on her assessments in ELA and math. Alma is a published author of children's books, a member of the school orchestra, chorus, and also is on the Odyssey of the Mind team. She frequently plays her violin on the morning announcements at school and memorized a solo for the orchestra concert on her own time outside of her regular violin lessons. Alma does a variety of charity work in her community and beyond. Through her church, she volunteers to help the homeless and support those in need. Over the summer, she spent time in Kenya on a missionary trip where she was able to help many with limited resources. Alma is the inspiration and a main contributor to the Total Land Nursery Rhyme YouTube video series for children. The show is mostly about diversity and inclusion. Along with her family, Alma also works with the Total Land Sportsmanship Distinction Society to empower children to be strong through adversity. We are quite confident that this young lady is going places and will be successful no matter what.
We're a big school.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Didn't need a box with a podium. Good evening, I'm Tracy Sorrentino. I'm the principal of the Maple Hill Annex at Truman Moon. I have 2 wonderful young scholars to recognize tonight. One who is being very patient and doing a super job. My other young friend, he unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. I would like to mention him though. Hero Jackson is one of my award winners tonight. Hero has done a magnificent job. He is in 2nd grade. He is incredibly supportive in our school community. He supports our kindergarten students on the bus, off the bus. He is a peer mediator at recess. He assisted in organizing our Thanksgiving baskets for our food drive as well, participates in our after-school program, and really presents as a role model and a strong, positive advocate for his peers. He is always a willing shoulder and loves to help out both adults and students constantly. He is a great young man who has grown tremendously. Hero Jackson. And the other young lady I would like to honor at this time is Miss Rory Brown. Come on down.
I'd like to present Rory. Rory is a student of short stature, but amazing voice and spirit. She is wise. She advocates for her needs and has done a super job at connecting with her peers, both in her classroom as well as our other second graders. She is constantly looking for ways to support our school community and our teachers and her principal. She also participates in our after-school program and was very instrumental in our Thanksgiving food drive. I present Miss Rory Brown.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Isn't too good. Next, we'll bring up Pine Bush, I believe. Superintendent Lee, I think it's here, come on up.
That's what I'm. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. I am pleased and honored to be here this evening to recognize two of Pine Bush's finest students. One from Pine Bush High School and one from Circleville Middle School. Tonight here with me is Erin Hotmeyer, principal of the high school, Lee Hankinson, principal of the Circleville Middle School, Dory Johnson, one of our Board of Education trustees, and Mr. Joseph Lenz, our Assistant Superintendent for Business. With no further ado, I'm going to ask Aaron to come up and speak about his honoree this evening,
Awesome.
just for a little short bit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Before I get started speaking about my honored guest, my man Marvin right here, I want to talk real quick about the honor to be here. I think it's been 4 years now that the town board has done this event, and I got to tell you what, it is a bigger deal every year I come to it. It is such an honor to see that people are being recognized, all right? In a world today that we do such a good job of tearing people down, in this society, it's nice that we're building people up. And I love the fact that the town of Walk Hill board has consistently made this a focus and a priority. And you know what? Kudos to the town board and the Super Bowl. Aside from that, I also have Mr. Johnson, who's one of my high school teachers, and I got to tell you what, he cleans up well. All right? Beyond that, I also want to congratulate all the people here this evening. And my God, the award winners, you know what? I sit here and I beam just watching these kids. I'm telling you, it was awesome. So you know what? Super proud of everybody. And I'm going to start right now. Be even more proud of my man Marvin. Come on down here, baby. Marvin. Let me speak a couple minutes about Marvin. All right. Marvin is a leader in and out of the classroom. So let me start first about the classroom. AP English, college bio, 1 and 2. He is taking rigorous courses in the high school. And when you look at his grade point average, it's pretty easy to average because most of them are hundreds. All right. So that says something about him in the classroom. On the basketball court, my man Marvin is a varsity basketball player. All right. Beyond that, he is and I love this part of it, he is the principal trombonist. All right. I'm not going to say I have any ability to play any instrument, but the fact that he is a principal of anything is a man at my own heart. All right. So he is the jazz band, he is in the wind ensemble, and he is a humble young man and a tremendous gift for Pine Bush High School. He is a senior, he is a leader, and I'm super proud to recognize Marvin.
I'm going to quickly introduce Mrs. Hankinson from Circleville Middle School, who was also Marvin's principal as well. So
BBMS alum.
love it.
I'm gonna take your spot.
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here. When reflecting on the Circleville Middle School scholars and seeking to identify only one to recognize for leadership, academic achievements, diversity, and social values in our community, one student's name quickly rose to the top of our list. Our scholar is seventh grader Aiden Wilson. Come on, Aiden. Aiden is a high honor roll student who consistently contributes to the positive school climate and culture at Circleville Middle School. He is a member of both band and chorus. Additionally, he is an active member in our after-school art club and our coding club called Code Warriors. In his community, this student is an orange belt of Taekwondo and a participant in good standing at Iron Dragon. He is comfortable standing out in the crowd, but is also a quiet leader. He is a kind, thoughtful, and caring friend. He is most assuredly a scholar to emulate. It is our pleasure to have him as a student, and as principal of Circleville Middle School, he is a gift. He is a gift because he has a very strong leader in his mother, Deborah Wilson, who's videotaping right now. You are one of the most amazing women I have ever met, and you inspire me to be a better leader each and every day. Your son is a gift, and I thank you.
Thank you for allowing us this honor of being here this evening.
Next school is Minnesink. I have Megan, and read this right here. So, 10. Santa, yeah, what was written here. Come on up.
It's definitely the handwriting.
Yeah.
No, I can't even see without my glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. First, I'd like to reiterate, thanks for everybody that's here and thanks for the town for recognizing our students. When I reached out to our high school faculty and staff, both of these young ladies received several nominations from our faculty members. It is clear that not only their hard work as students, but their contributions to our school community do not go unnoticed. If I could invite both Morgan Kinzonzi and Cece Mathis up to join me. During this school year, they have both been leading their junior class within officer positions. Malanga has also participated on the varsity swim team, our school's marching band, and is a member of our school's study buddy program. Cece is also a member of our girls varsity team and has participated in several other things within our school community. I feel particularly proud to be here to recognize these two girls, as prior to this year, I had the pleasure to be their coach on the varsity girls swim team. They both are hardworking and dedicated in what they do, but even more importantly, they are kind, and they are the kind of teammate that anybody would want on their team. I'm so happy to be here tonight to acknowledge both of them, and I'm so proud that they have been recognized by so many others within our school community for their leadership, dedication, and character. Girls, congratulations. Thank you.
Hey, Aaron, you got one more?
Yeah, I do. I'd love to, please. You know, I don't mind speaking. I do. I'm proud. Listen, the fact that I got a lot of kids, but I'll give you one more here. I got Kamar Evans here tonight. Where's Kamar? Got a big mouth, but the mic will work too. All right, Kamar, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Kamar Evans, a great young man in high school. He's a high school senior at Pine Bush. Kamar is, again, a leader in and out of the classroom. He is taking some significantly college classes right now, and his grades are all in the high 80s and 90s. He is a leader. He's taking college psych. He's a senior. He is an unbelievable student. I know he's a stud on the basketball court as well. I've seen him playing here. You know what? Overall, I apologize for missing him before because you know what? We were only allowed one, but we knew we could get more than that, so we brought him anyway because you know what? You cannot turn people like this away. When you got a leader like this, you got to build them up. As far as I'm concerned, again, Kamar, you're the man. Marvin, you're the man. Everyone else who received an award this evening, congratulations, well deserved, and thank you for the town board again for allowing us to recognize such a great leader.
And he's got 3 proud principals here because he was Circleville Elementary, CPMS, and now the high school.
So we also have Valley Central, I don't believe they're here today. But as a community, it's great, you know, President one of the principals said from Pine Bush Hopper, you know, we have to build these.
Young man.
Oh, Valley Central. Anybody from Valley Central here? Okay. Well, we're announcing London Gray, who is not here today from Valley Central. We have something that we're going to show up, you know, things happen. But, you know, it's great for us as a board, and I know, you know, my board member, I can speak for them on this, that it's great to recognize these young scholars, people in our community, and we know our future is good. I mean, I'm just listening to the accomplishment. And I want to thank to all the school that came out, the principals, superintendents, the teachers. We, as parents, we're busy working, and teachers have a big impact on our kids. And I want to give them a hand. This concludes our Black History Month awards, and we'll continue our meeting. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. No, I think.
Take care.
Good to see you. Now, when I said it, then you're like, oh. All the time. Yeah, when I'm prepared, I would have one.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Valentin. Mr. Ganella.
Keep going. Good to see you.
Oh, I just walked out.
You take it, I round up for you. Alrighty, okay. So next, we're gonna have Pine Bush Central School District, who's gonna do a capital improvement presentation to the board and the community.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Twice in one night, look at that. Again, I'm Amy Brockner, interim superintendent in Pine Bush, and with me is assistant superintendent for business, Joseph Lenz. Next Tuesday evening, or next Tuesday daytime, is a very important day for us. We have our capital improvement project vote coming up. So we've been on the tour of the Pine Bush Central School District area, letting folks know what is in the project and how it is we're looking at funding it at this time. This proposition is being put together in two propositions. The project is in two propositions that are they come out of a buildings condition survey. All school districts in the state every 5 years need to do a condition survey to see and prioritize the needs of the district. This project and the vote is a product of that condition survey. The first proposition you will see is a $52.26 million ask, which is a lot of money. However, you will also see that it is at no additional financial impact to the taxpayers. This is where most of our infrastructure work, those things that were in that building condition survey, where we indicated there were things that needed to be replaced because they were at the end of their useful life. Or you'll see when I talk, or for example, the elevators that will be replaced is because we can't get parts for some of these elevators anymore. The one in the high school is over 50 years old. It's working right now, but if it weren't tomorrow, we wouldn't have that elevator. Other parts, things that are in Proposition 1, heating and cooling improvements. This is not a comprehensive list. The comprehensive list can be found on the website. Roof restorations. One of the things that passed in December through the state is the heat bill for schools. At this point in time, if any of our classrooms or instructional spaces were to become at, I believe it's 81 in a regular classroom or 88 in larger spaces, degrees, we must relocate students in that section to another area that meets the criteria, is below that temperature. The thing is, the state also requires us to bring in fresh air on a regular basis. So we're drawing in hot air. So it's, you're stuck really. So one of the things I bring that up now is about the roofs, is because when the roofs are done, you will notice that they will all be white to help reflect heat. We need fire alarm upgrades. We're doing internet upgrades. We're finishing some ceiling, floor, and window replacements that haven't been completed in other projects. And the cafeteria, we're at the high school, which is also original, is going to have a new cafeteria where the students are, as well as a kitchen. What's important to notice about that, in that $52 million, a little over or right around 2 million of that is for the cafeteria upgrades. That is being paid for through our cafeteria fund. The monies that come from school cafeterias sits separately from the general fund. So we cannot, they have to be profitable. They can't make, if they lose money, we have to supplement through the general fund. So they are paying that 2 million of that 52 is coming right out of the money that the cafeterias have made. They have saved that for their own upgrades. The one thing that I'm excited about is, and it's not infrastructure, but it's much needed, is an athletic complex at the Circleville end of the district. If you're familiar with where Circleville Elementary School is, right across the street from that, on the Circleville Middle School PAC side, there is a field there. We are hoping to put in an 8-lane track turf field that will be lined for lacrosse, soccer, football, and what am I missing? Field hockey, okay, for 4 sports. It will be large enough to host Section 9 events that we cannot do right now at Lonergan Field and Pine Bush because it's only a 6-lane track. And when we upgraded that, we used funding from the COVID funds that we were afforded to us. So we had to stick within that footprint. We couldn't change anything else except the field itself. The reason it's important for us for that to be in Proposition 1, again, since the fields in Pine Bush were at no cost, additional cost to the taxpayers, this is why that lives in Proposition 1. It will be available for student athletes. Most of our modified sports teams practice at the Circleville end of the district, and we want to provide them with the equal access to a fields that we would have at the other end of the we already have at the other end of the district. All 3 schools will have access to those, and so would our residents. When school is not in session, anyone is more than welcome to come walk the track, run, whatever, play with your kids on the field, as long as we are not using them at that time. The other thing is, obviously, if we are able to hold Section 9 events there for track and field, we will be bringing people into the town as well to help with our local economy. So we wanted to have that balance at both ends of the district. So that is Proposition 1 in a nutshell. But what I'm going to do now is turn Proposition 2 over to Mr. Lenz. Again, no tax impact on Prop 1. A little bit of one on Prop 2 that he'll explain. Proposition 2 cannot be approved unless Proposition 1 passes first, because obviously if we're looking really at that infrastructure piece, it's really important to get that done. So Mr. Lenz, Proposition 2.
So I just
Yes.
had a quick question, because it obviously Prop 1 is the driving force here.
Yes.
Is that especially with the early heat that we've been having and the impacts in the schools, especially the elementary schools and the middle schools. Is there any consideration to putting air conditioning in those classrooms?
So
I know the windows are somewhat
Yeah.
challenging in there,
Yep.
but
Well, one good thing to know is that every single instructional classroom at all 7 of our buildings already have window air conditioners in them. We did price out the cost of conditioning everything, and it was about $150 million. So that just was not feasible. So right now, Mr. Johnson's room has an air conditioner in every single room. It's the larger spaces that you'll see in Prop 2 that don't right now, but we also have other spaces we could move to if we really needed to, with the exception of if there was a volleyball game in the new gym, we might have to reschedule something. So, but Mr. Lenz will explain a little bit about that as to why that's why we're asking for those spaces as well.
thank you.
Thank you.
So that really is a perfect segue into Prop 2. The first thing that is listed as one of the items that we'll be doing in Prop 2. So actually, to give you a dollar amount of air conditioning, our gymnasiums and cafeterias is almost $10 million of that $27 million ask in Prop 2. So it is very significant to add air conditioning to all of those spaces, but air conditioning for all 7 buildings in all of our gymnasiums and the cafeterias, with the exception of the fact that we have a couple cafeterias right now that are air conditioned, but this would upgrade those units in those locations as well. But what happens because of having those window air conditioners, across all of those instructional spaces, these spaces are the largest spaces in our buildings, right? by bringing in that fresh air throughout the day, we're basically competing with the fact that we're bringing in all of that fresh air and all of that ultimately hot air. So if it's 90 degrees outside, I can guarantee you our gymnasium is going to be 90 degrees because we're bringing in air all day long. So this really will make a huge difference to the temperature of all of our facilities. The other thing we're looking to do is update signage across all of our buildings. So update the 2 electronic signs as well as create uniform signage as well. Gym floor resurfacing. Our main gym at our high school is again original to our building. So it has been sanded a few times. It can't be done again. And so it is certainly time to address that, as well as a couple of our other buildings that are contained here. Painting and blacktopping is really looking to finish some of the work that we did in the last capital project. I use Circleville Middle School as well as PAC's entrance off of 302 as the example, in that we redid the blacktop in majority of that facility, except for when you get to that entranceway where the blacktop was fine at the time, it's actually starting to pothole. So we would finish that couple hundred yards worth of blacktop that was not done in the last project. So it's doing some of that. Updating some of our science and art classrooms is absolutely going to be exciting to do, because I think it sets the stage of where we want to go. But our science classrooms are again original to our building. So just like the floor I just mentioned, it's over 50 years old. Those cabinets have definitely seen better days. So it will be a welcome change, I know, for our instructional staff, and certainly what our students deserve. Auditorium renovation would be redoing that facility, lights, sound, seating. So it will be a complete rehab. And then, as Mrs. Brockner said, the Lonergan Field was done with COVID relief funds, but we did not do anything but the field. So this would be taking care of the bleachers there, as well as redoing the press box, which, we'll be honest, sways in the wind, redoing the concession stand, and adding facilities underneath that bleacher for restroom facilities as well as locker room facilities. So similar to what you see in some of our neighboring districts, we would basically have a similar facility, maybe not as grand as some of our neighbors. But this does come at a cost, which we have outlined in our one-page flyer as well as the newsletter. It's right on the front of the newsletter at the bottom. And the average home in our district through our demographic study is $395,000. So we've been focusing in on that $400,000 line, which is based on full value, not assessed value, full value. And that's done because we do cross 7 different townships, and we all know equalization rates have a huge impact on what those rates look like. And so based on full value, these numbers apply to everyone. So those with basic star, that increase is $70 a year or $5.83 a month if we were to have propositions approved. So our vote is next Tuesday, and certainly we open up to any questions that you may have.
So a question and a comment. One question, because my grandkids go to it. What are the plans of improvements in canvassing? I don't see that mentioned in here other than the number.
Correct. So ultimately, Mechanicsync has some roofing updates, as well as there's some HVAC items, and I will point you to the list on our website. So we do break it down and try to make it so everyone has an understanding of what's happening. We also have some imagery that will outline what is happening at those locations. One of the other examples, of course, is that air conditioning in the gymnasium and cafeteria. So that, again, is across all 7 buildings. And
when was the last time you may not know the answer, but when was the last time their playground equipment was updated? I know it.
So Mechanicsync playground equipment is actually was recent. Across the street, CES, however, was not, and is actually included in this project.
And my comment only is that it would probably benefit us to have this earlier on. Maybe in last month's meeting, just to give people a heads up. And, like you said, the vote is next Tuesday. I'm glad to see so much money is being spent over here in Circleville. Historically, this end of the district passes the budget. You can look back in history and we always tend to pass the budget on this side. So I'm glad to see that good chunk of money is being spent on this side of the district. Thank you.
We certainly appreciate that comment, and I will tell you that we absolutely were trying to take an equitable approach to, all of our decision making. But appreciate that.
Okay.
question.
Yeah, one quick question. So upon this bill passing and getting the funding, when are you looking at construction to start?
So construction ideally will start actually the following year. So not in 2025, but the summer of 2026 into the fall. So all of this will hinge on the state education department, who currently has at least a 39-week wait once we send in plans, and we can't send in plans until the project is approved. So once it goes there, it will most likely sit there for that 39-week period before someone picks it up and looks at it and actually gives us an approval. So we initially will develop some scopes that are easy in nature for them to review, so that we hopefully can get those approval and get work started. Because the longer we wait to do this work, we all know costs escalate. So we will put together a roofing package that is not difficult for them to review from an engineering perspective. In that there's no steel, there's nothing for them to worry about. Actually, majority of our roofing is roof restorations instead of replacements because of the current condition. And then, of course, that Circleville field will be also one of the early pieces of the puzzle, in that we can do that work regardless if school's in session. So even if we don't get approval right away, we'll be able to do that into the fall without issue, because the field doesn't exist. So we won't interrupt any of our instructional activities by doing that work.
Is there anything that we can do to help speed you up?
So there's nothing you as a town certainly can do. It really comes down to state education department and going through that process. They have instituted what I was referring last time they did this, pay to play, because you can actually pay for an engineering review. But we're trying to find out what the details of that are, because last time when they actually did that, they used outside engineers and architects to review plans, and then they had to go back to SED anyway and have further review and comment. So it basically put you back into the same queue, and now you just paid for a review that was almost meaningless.
It's also why we're going out now instead of with the budget vote in May, because many districts do put out at the same time, so they're only having one vote. And this will get us hopefully if we're successful, get us in that queue faster than, we're 2 months ahead of that, 2.5 months.
I think
ahead.
what we can do to help, we can't give you any money, but we'll certainly put this on our website, reminding our residents that the vote is coming this Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, listen, I'm out there. It's my turn. That's okay. Okay.
You have them all day. You have them all day.
You guys can do, obviously, the blast, like, I know it goes to just the people in the district, but that's certainly something we can do, right? I know, Larry, we have a blast we can do. I think Larry can take care of that, so we can get it out as well. We can put something on the website. I mean, anything we can do to get the word out, that's the key, right? To get the word out.
Right,
So-
and the ones that we gave you did go out in the mail quite a while ago, and we are hearing that some residents still haven't received them. We did verify the other day that at least made it to all the post offices. So, we did our best that we could to get those out, so hopefully everybody gets them tomorrow.
Right. Right.
I live in Mamakating, but I'm in the district. I never got.
And when we got feedback that the area, those residents in that area actually did get it. So this is the difficult part.
Yes.
Is that we're really at the mercy of the postal carriers in particular. That's good. And that's kind of the feedback, because believe me, we've asked the staff in the office as well, and various folks to find out, as well as staff actually over at BOCES, whether or not they received the newsletter. And we're getting that mixed feedback, and that is absolutely frustrating. It is on our website. We have, of course, used our Facebook page. We actually are putting out some mini videos to, again, provide this information in snippets, hopefully, engaging with people, in those mini moments where hopefully in 2 minutes, we can at least get a little bit of information in their hands. And so there's a few different videos that are being handed out. We also recorded, one of the forums that we had the other day, trying to give people the opportunity to watch that on their own time. To your point, it's difficult getting everywhere we need to be and sharing the information in a timely fashion with everyone.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
One more question. Upon the construction starting, how long do you think this project's gonna take to complete?
So, once we receive approval, we will, work this out. At this time, my guess is that it's going to be a 3 to 4 year process. It's a lot of work.
It is.
I just have to say that the one little young lady in Proposition 2 is a very cute individual. That's my daughter.
I think you have to look.
I wonder how she got in the picture, Eric.
Oh, here she is, yep. Oh, that was
Oh my
in
God.
the summer when she was
Yep.
working, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we got public participation on agenda item zoning. Anyone in the audience? Agenda items only. Anyone on Zoom? Anyone in the audience? Move on to correspondence. Can we get any correspondence, Madam Clerk? Thank you. Let's go with resolutions.
As a woman of history, I'm going to take the liberty to read the entire resolution. Resolution of the town of Walker recognizing Women's History Month, March 2025. Whereas women of every race, color, every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation and our community in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. And whereas women have played and continue to play critical economic, cultural, and social role in every sphere of life in the nation and our community, by constituting a significant portion of the labor force working inside and outside of the home. And whereas women have played a unique role throughout history of the nation and our community by providing a significant percentage of the volunteer labor force of the nation and our community, and whereas women were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions in our nation and our community, and whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, and whereas women have served our country courageously in the military, and whereas women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage, equal opportunity, and also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, and other movements, especially the peace movement, which create a fair and more just society for all. Whereas in the view of these contributions, it is appropriate to affirm the critical, significant, and extraordinary role of women in the history of our nation and our community, as well as the current contributions of women in our society. And whereas Women's History Month's theme for 2025 celebrates moving forward together, women educating and inspiring generations. This theme recognizes the contributions of women in education, mentorship, and leadership. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Wallkill does hereby recognize the month of March as Women's History Month and encourages town employees, officials, and members of the community to participate in appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities to commemorate this designation. May I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All together now.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. There we go. Am I reading the entire thing here, Mr. Frank? This is. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had a, a second by the entire board.
Yes.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Valentin.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes, ma'am.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
Resolution of Town Board of the Town of Walton establishing the Patel Conservation Subdivision Lighting District at Ocean Turnpike and Headed Court. And then to.
Let's go with it.
The creation of the Town of Walton Patel Subdivision and Lighting District as set forth in said map plan report is be approved and such district shall be bounded and described as set forth in Schedule A, annexed here too. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The second was
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Valentin.
Yes.
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Supervisor Serrano.
Yes.
Resolution of Town of the Town of Waltham establishing the Patel Conservation Subdivision Drainage District at Goshen Turnpike and Headed Court. The creation of the Town of Waltham Patel Subdivision Drainage District as set forth in said map plan report be approved, and such district shall be bounded and described as set forth in Schedule A, annexed here too. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Coyne?
Yes.
Mr. Valentin?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vanilla?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Supervisor Serrano?
Yes.
Well, that doesn't take away from them taking the suggestions and recommendations that we made on the lighting. They can still run with that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the district is created, but
Yeah.
it hasn't been, they've
They're still in
committed
front
here
of the
on,
planning board.
they've committed to here on the record to go back and make those changes.
Thank you.
Okay. Start with Councilman comments. Reports from Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Supervisor. For the building department, this is the month of January. It's actually 99 permits, certificates issued 134, total fees collected $116,392. Addressed 28 complaints, carried out 678 inspections. So again, a lot of work by the guys and gals in that department. They do a great job. Water and sewer. The wastewater treatment plant, the upgrade project that you heard me mention many, many times before, is pretty much completed. There's a punch list of some items that still need to be addressed, but should be done, shortly. The water meter upgrade project at smart meters is going to start within the next month and a half or so. First, the town will do the majority of the commercial properties and then move on to the residential properties after that. Again, they will need to gain access into your home, and they'll have the proper ID and information. If you have any questions, you can certainly call and not let someone in if you're concerned by any means. Then you can schedule and come back if they need to. There were 4 water main breaks. They actually caused icing on the roadways, so it was important that they were repaired quite quickly. And as always, the employees do an amazing job in that department. They repaired the leaks and very minimal interruption in service. 3 fire hydrants were damaged from motor vehicle accidents, mainly from the icy road conditions. They need to be replaced, which was kind of good because they were aging anyway. And the department is planning to replace the older Kennedy fire hydrants throughout the town with more newer, efficient style moving forward. Even though we haven't had a tremendous amount of snowfall, we have had a fair amount of precipitation, so the water levels in the wells are actually pretty decent. And again, our wells are shallow. We rely on them for our water supply. We don't do reservoirs or surface water like Middletown does. So groundwater levels are very important to us. And at this time, it looks like we'll be okay for the spring and moving forward. The employees have been actually quite busy doing manhole and valve maintenance, repairing the risers and getting manholes back up to level the roadways. Sometimes they get damaged during plowing as well. And as always, that department does a great job by all employees, and remembering that they operate both plants 24 hours a day, 365 days a year with no time off, and they make it look so effortlessly. So a great job for all of them. As far as comments, I would just like to remind everyone to please go out and vote for the propositions for the Pine Bush School District. The majority of your taxes are school taxes, so you should certainly pay attention to what's going on in those districts and vote in the school budgets. A lot of people look at them and don't really think it's important, but again, That is more than 3/4 of what your taxes that you pay are going towards. And the education of our children is our future. So it's very important that you take pride in that and pay attention to that. So please remember to vote on Tuesday. They didn't mention the 2 polling sites, but I will. The District 1 is Pine Bush High School, and that's the towns of Gardner, Shawanga, Crawford, and Montgomery. So that's at the high school. And District 2, which is us, is Circleville Elementary School, and that's like Mount Hope, the town of Walkville, and Mammoth. So please remember to get out and vote for that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Johnson. Next, Councilman Vanilla.
Good evening, and thank you for sticking around. Really have not much to say, so I'm gonna be rather quick. I want to put a shout out to DPW on the tremendous work they've done for us on the snow and ice removal for this ice and snow season. Golf season has not started yet, but we are in belief of another banner year coming ahead. I'd like to put a shout out / recognize Town of Wallkill EMS being here at our town hall today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. We appreciate everything you guys do. And want to wish everybody a safe rest of the month, and next month I'll see you again.
Thank you. Councilman Long.
Thank you, Supervisor. I'll give you an update from our Parks Superintendent Supervisor, Mark Nye. Parks Department has been continuing the removal of dead trees in our parks. In addition, we have been busy with snow removal and ice control as well. Our deep cleaning procedures are still in effect within the town hall, police department, community center, as well as our golf course. I'm working on ordering many of the supplies that we will need for our spring season, such as grass seed, clay, go nets, paint, etc. Aside from that, I've started researching new benches to replace outdated benches within our parks. I would like to remind visitors that pets are not allowed in our parks other than the dog park located at Circleville Park. We also kindly remind visitors that no unauthorized vehicles are permitted in our parks. Service line animals off. Copy? You have it? Yeah. I have it, Bob. I have it.
You're testing me, so we're paying attention.
Okay, sorry about that. Department is currently at a 54 full-time sworn police officers. The arrest records for 2025 were 97. That were down 12% over 2024, which was 111. The parking summons down 50%, 178 for 2025 versus 357 for 2024. Part of the decrease in that, as far as parking summonses and we've been pretty busy out there, but we are short of staff. One of the parking enforcement took ill, so hopefully he'll get well soon and
Just came back
and come back.
yesterday.
Great. Police Community Council, the next Town of Walker Police Community Council meeting will be held on Thursday, March 6th, and will be held at the the Walker Community Center. Our Youth Coalition, the next Youth Coalition meeting is scheduled for March 18th at 7 p.m. On Monday, Officers Dugan and Jacobo hosted Girl Scouts Troop 239, who were given a tour of the station and later participated in the scavenger. On February 14th, detectives arrested a suspect who attempted to scam a senior citizen. One day earlier, the senior, she received an email claiming that she had an outstanding invoice with PayPal. After telephoning a number in the email, the resident was transferred to a male purported to be an agent with the Federal Trade Commission. The male advised the resident that her bank account may be compromised, and to protect the money in the account, she should withdraw the money, then turn it over to the FTC for safekeeping. The resident withdrew $30,000 from her bank account and then directed by the mail, turned the money over to the FTC agent in the parking lot of 333 Tower Drive. On February 13th, the resident became suspicious when the mail telephoned her again, directed her to withdraw an additional $20,000 that would be turned over to the FTC agent. In contrast to February 14th, this time, the agent was met by undercover officers who arrested the suspect, who was arrested and charged with attempted grand larceny, 3rd degree. You know, we hear about this all the time. And during our police coalition meetings, Mr. Davis brings it up. It's rapid, and they're getting more creative with what they do and how they make the phone calls. When I get chances to speak at these meetings, the one thing I tell people, if you don't know the number, don't answer it. If it's important, they'll leave a message. And so many times these agencies put out messages that say, we will never call you and ask you for money. Social Security will never call you and ask you for information on the phone. So, you know, all we can do is share the information, try and educate the public, try and educate and keep our seniors safe and away from these things. It's amazing how people have no self-conscious that they can do this and take the money from these folks that have worked so hard for it. That being said, public safety technology to streamline police services, the department, along with other agencies, will be partnering with the county on new centralized management systems. The niche RMS will provide seamless integration, allowing for improved sharing of vital information. The department recently received a $175,000 grant that will be utilized to purchase 2 vehicles that will be utilized by patrol supervisors. In the last year, the police department received $1 million in grants that allow for necessary upgrades programs at no cost to the residents. This afternoon, the chief met with the regional and local managers for Pyramid Corporation, the Galleria Mall, to plan for restarting of the retail theft task force. Last year, task force was a collaboration of our department and our regional state law enforcement partners. We look forward to again enjoying the great success that the task force delivered in last year that targeted retail theft. As you know, especially in the city, certain stores have left neighborhoods because of the amount of robberies that they can no longer sustain. There was a rapid thief going on in theory in the Galleria last year, and with the chief, our police department, and the collaboration of state police and other agencies, they really address these things in the Galleria. And I believe Senator Skoufis was part of the help to that.
As were you were there.
Yeah. As far as my comments, as Councilman Vanilla had stated, thank you for our highway team for doing such a great job in keeping our roads safe and clean during this harsh winter. And just a reminder to the residents that we still have a restriction on parking in the streets. It becomes very dangerous for our plows to go around. These cars are still parked in there. So please keep that in mind when you're getting home and parking on the roads and that weather is anticipated. That's all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Councilman Cohen?
Okay, start with highway. As everybody has said, a number of the councilmen here, we've had a tough winter thus far, a lot of ice. Therefore, we've used over 5,000 tons of salt, and we're actually running a little low. We ordered 2,500 tons of salt in the beginning of February, and that's now starting to arrive. We had to treat the stockpile of salt with liquid calcium, make it work better in the cold weather. And by doing so, this allowed us to use 1/3 less salt each time the truck went out to its route. New York State has a salt shortage. Bad winter for that. We currently have 1,800 tons of salt on hand. And we're hoping to receive another 1,600 tons in the next 4 weeks. That'll complete our 2,500 ton order. We did purchase 500 tons of sand and treated that with calcium as a backup plan. If we were unfortunate to get down to 500 tons of salt. We would first treat the roads with the sand calcium mix and then at the end of the storm, clean up the roads with straight salt and calcium mix. Hopefully, this is the end of the weather now that we're heading into March, but time being, the crews are currently filling potholes with cold patch, trimming trees, cleaning salt trucks, prepping asphalt for paving, paving equipment for the 2025 paving season. And we're planning on opening the yard up for waste on Saturday, April 12th. Details to follow on that as far as time and where to enter will probably be on Kiesel Road like it's been in the past, but stay tuned for that. Also with highway, I just want to mention that, oh, and actually next month I should have the paving list for this spring/summer. So I'll be able to tell you what roads are definitely getting paved this year. And also we invested in a pavement management system. The board did. And what this does is this company drives around and basically videotapes the roads. And it'll show all the cracks, all the potholes. And each, got a little education on this, each crack, divot, pothole, what have you, tells a little story on why that happened. Is it because of construction? Is it because of lack of maintenance? And it feeds it into this system with, I don't know, I forget the number of pictures that are in there. And the AI will give us a rating of the roads. You know, roads that need to be attended to, you know, now. Other ones that can be put off all the way up to excellent roads. And the theory behind this is that once you pave a road and get it all set up, in theory, you should never really have to pave it again. If you maintain it, that means sealing it every year, every other year, what have you. So I think this whole process will take a solid 10 years to go through the entire town. But if we were to stick with this for a solid 10 years, I guarantee you we'll have the nicest roads in all of Orange County. It'll take a commitment by the board to stay focused and not jump around, you know. And I think this will save us money in the long run as well, because when you're maintaining the roads by sealing them rather than digging them up and you know, paving them again, it's a whole lot of material that you save. It's a whole lot of manpower that you're saving. So we'll be starting that this spring. So we should get that June, the first report, I believe, right? You said 3 months.
Yes, 3 months. I'm in the process of setting everything up.
Yeah, so that should be coming in and that'll be interesting. But again, if we stick to our guns, you know, we can really have some spectacular roads and I'd say within 10 years, no doubt. Veterans Affairs. So I've been speaking with a gentleman, Alex Behm. I don't know how to say this. I know I'm butchering it. Behm. He's the Chief Community Officer up in Syracuse for an organization. Wait a second. Clear Path for Veterans. That's it. Yeah, Clear Path for Veterans. And they focus on working with not just the veteran, but their family, the whole family. They serves 33 counties, 95,000 plus individual services delivered, 15,000 plus veterans and family members served, 100 plus veterans paired with service dogs. That's how this organization actually got started. was with the service dogs. 65,000 plus canteen meals served. That's where they put together meals, box them up, go to the veteran's house who's homebound, and with a whole month's worth of food. And 250 plus job placements. So I went up there and I toured the campus with Alex. It's really pretty cool. I mean, again, they have their kitchen. That's a big part of their operation, their dining hall. But it is a campus. It's actually, what it is it's a golf course. And, you know, not only do they have the golf course there, but they've got basketball courts, a wood shop building. They do acupuncture. They do game nights for the kids, bonfires with the parents. It's really like a little, you know, a community hangout for all the veterans in that area. So, you know, again, I toured the campus and trying to get them to come down to our town. We've left it as they will come down in the spring and look around towns, look around at some town property to see if they could build something here. And, you know, they just wanted all the snow and ice off the ground before they came down. So in the spring, that'll happen. Also, I was told about another organization called Soldier On. They're out of Massachusetts. I don't know. I put some calls in, but I don't know if I'll be heading up there or anything, but stay tuned if I do. And that is actually all that I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Town of Wallkill Seniors, president is Rosemary Mazza. Number is 845-692-6627. You call the number, you leave a message. They meet every Thursdays, weather permitting, at the community center. They ask that the seniors arrive by 11:45. The meeting starts at 12:15, and they're usually done by 3. When you go there, if you want to have coffee, tea, or baked goods, or once a month they have pizza, it's $2. They do the 50/50. Usually it's 3 tickets for $1. They collect it for the winner. They play bingo. Cards are about $1 each. They take 3 bus trips, day trips each year. So if anyone gets a chance, wants to go join the Wallkill Seniors, like I said, they meet every Thursday, 12:15, the community center. St. Patty's Day is coming up. We're having our luncheon on March 13th on the community center, 12 noon. We're gonna have our normal luncheon. We'll have some entertainment and we'll have fun. I believe Gary Lake is gonna be cooking, right, Mr. Lake? Yeah. Yes, so come down, some corned beef and cabbage. On March 5th, I want to share this. March 5th, we're gonna have 211 might be full of traffic over there by Beer World. Hulk Hogan will be in town. Hulk Hogan. You know who he is? Okay. He will be in town at Beer World. So if anyone's going around, that place might be a little busy. So Hulk Hogan will be in town. First when we have a storm, highway department, primarily the one that goes out there, but they also pull from the parks department and the water and sewer to help clean our roads. And yes, our DPW has done a great job keeping our roads clear. I want to congratulate all our awards recipients today. And one thing I want to add, as of last week, the town now has a full-time animal control officer. So we have one, his name is Mark Acosta, and comes with a lot of experience. And my understanding, he's already on top of things and doing what he has to do. And to add to the PD, when you think about fraud and think how it happens, it's hard to grab these people who commit this fraud. Unfortunately, they pry on our seniors most of the time, and it's not good, but, you know, to grab someone who has committed this fraud, it's hard, and I congratulate the PD with a job great done, good job, well done on getting that done. And now I want to read a statement that I read before, but I want to read it again. For the past 3 years, I've served as town of Walk Hill supervisor. It has been one of the greatest honors of my life. Every day, I have been inspired by the strength and dedication of this community. And together we have faced challenges, we celebrated victories, but we worked tirelessly to create a better future. When I first took office, the town of Walk Hill was facing some challenges, but through hard work and unwavering commitment to progress, my team and I, we turned things around. Today, I am incredibly proud to say that our town, once struggling and now thriving, so much that it's been ranked the 8th safest town in the entire country. There's a testament to the dedication of our community, our law enforcement, and everyone who has worked toward making Walk Hill a better, safer place to live. I will always be proud of what we have accomplished together. However, as you know, life has a way of reminding us of what matters most. Recently, my health has required more of my attention, and I have come to realize that I must put that first, my well-being, and most importantly, my family. The long hours, the sacrifice, the demands of this position have been a privilege to bear, but they also have meant time away from the people I love most. It is with a heavy heart and with deep gratitude that I sit here before you today to share a decision. After much reflection, I have decided, I'm sure most people know, not to seek re-election at the end of my current term. This decision was not an easy one, but it is the right one for me and my family. While I will not be continuing in this role, my commitment to this community remains steady fast. I will always be an advocate, a supporter, and a friend to those who seek to serve and improve the life of others. I want to express my deepest gratitude to my supporters, the people who have placed their trust in me. Their belief in our shared mission has meant the world to me. I also want to thank my family who have stood by my side every step of the way. But now it's time for me to stand by theirs. Though I will not be on the next ballot, I will always be here, cheering on the next generation of leaders like the ones we saw today, ready to support the progress we have worked so hard to achieve. Thank you. It's been an honor, and I will always be grateful to the town of Walk Hill community for their support and trust. Thank you. With that, we'll move on to the town clerks.
I don't have very much to say in but the exciting news is on March 3rd, Monday, the pavilion book opens for the town park. People laugh and say, oh, it's not a big deal. We have about 17 names right now on the desk of people who want callbacks on Monday. So if you're interested in any of our pavilions, which is probably one of the best places to have a graduation party, you should give us a call, and my lovely staff of women will help you with that. And just a sidestep on the women's history, if we are planning at your March meeting to honor women, it is my hope that we would honor some of the competent, dedicated women that we have here working in the town of Walk Hill, who make all of us look the way we look. So that would just be my hope for the March meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr.
Chief.
President. That's fine.
I think you do.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Chief, well, you got a jacket on there, so I'm thinking.
It's all good. As Eric pointed out, Brian Davis, President of our Community Council, and Deborah Brooks Edmonds are here, and we do speak about fraud all the time. This is such a burden in our community. You can't imagine how many times we don't catch people. This happens on a regular basis. Many forms, but including one that was spoken about here tonight, where someone contacts a citizen in our community and purports to be a law enforcement officer, an agent in law enforcement. Law enforcement will never ask you to withdraw money from the bank and give it to them to hold on to because we suspect you're a victim of a fraud. Our property clerks have 30,000 pieces of evidence there. They don't need any more. We don't want to take any more of it. We do it on a regular basis. Last thing you want to do is be holding people's money for them to keep it quote unquote safe. If anyone contacted you requesting you withdraw money from the bank, and you should be suspicious and you have a concern, please call us. Don't call the person back. Don't follow through. Irrespective of how good their story is, that a loved one's been arrested or whatever the case is, and they're seeking cash or gift cards, it's a scam. So please don't fall for it and call us instead. Eric talked about niche. It's a new computerized information system we're going to be using. We pay a lot of money now for a system which is outdated and terribly insufficient for the need. This is going to be on a grant system, so it's going to be much more cost effective for us and certainly much more efficient than what we're doing now. Eric also spoke about the retail theft task force that's coming back. We're seeing a little bit of a spike, not as much as we did last year, but based on the meeting this afternoon with representatives primarily from the Galleria, local, regional, and state offices, we're going to bring it back. We're going to be a lead agency in that once again. We've got a task force together, collaboration, state police, sheriff's office, FBI, and the district attorney's office. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we have public participation, 3 minutes. Anyone in the audience? Anyone on Zoom?
Hey, good evening, board. It's Jean Schultz, resident.
Push the great button.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Jean Schultz, resident, Town of Walk Hill, zoning board member, 2006 to present. I wanted to just follow up on something. Well, Mr. Valentin, you said, report about the Parks Department. I just wanted to, I read something, the DEC website has a program, I think it's called Trees for Trips. And you know, there's trees, foliage that is, I don't know if it's presented to the town. I believe it is. I believe it's, you know, focused also on like riparian, you know, uses and such. I just thought I'd mention it because I think they're selling right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I wanted to follow up, Mr. Quinn, maybe you can answer the questions for me. It's about the idea, the project for, the paved bike path.
Okay.
Where do we stand on that?
So I know that they were mapping it out a couple of days ago.
Who is mapping it?
We are the highway department. I think it's gonna be about 3/4 of a mile,
Mhm.
but I don't have that exact number yet.
It's not to where that sign is?
What sign?
Is the sign that says no dogs or people other than this point?
Well, that's where it's gonna start, right? But 3/4 of a mile in.
Well, that's in already, like where the lily pad is, that's where that sign is, that I'm talking about. So right at the end of the lily pad, is that where it's gonna stop? It's not like, it's a little jungly there.
Oh,
You talk further up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to the end, that would be 3/4?
there's gonna be very, very few trees, if any, removed. It's, I don't understand the question, I think, because.
Well, I was just trying to get a handle on where it ends, you said it was 3/4, I don't know exactly where it ends when you go
Okay.
in.
It will be 3/4 of a mile from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
we don't wanna go all the way to the end, because we don't want no one parking on the road and walking in.
That and there's some wetlands back
Yes.
there too, so.
It'll be
Oh,
three
wait.
quarters of the miles.
But now I'm really confused on, it won't go out to where the dog park is?
It's gonna start with the, if you, at the
Right,
dog
okay.
park, right? And look down the railroad bed. 3/4 of a mile in.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
There's something about cars though?
Cars, no.
What were you mentioning?
I never said
Oh,
anything about cars.
you know why?
Oh, so we don't want people parking on that road that
Is it
comes off
Beverly?
Beverly?
Yeah.
Beverly or Lindell?
No,
You-
Beverly.
The
We don't
side
want-
road.
That road Beverly, we don't want someone going to the end parking
Yeah.
and going into, the trail.
So we never
Yeah,
wanted to
there's a
go all the
couple
way
roads
down.
that could do that. Lindell Road goes down to the back of that trail too. That could happen. Okay, I appreciate that.
Yep.
So you have some drawings being made up right now on,
We,
by the highway department. Is that gonna be something that's public that could be looked at?
absolutely.
Also, how about permit to do that? From, I think a couple, like a general wetland permit. It's gonna be needed.
Now,
Is the trail not right next to the wetlands?
wetlands, from what I understand, are all the way at the end of past the 3/4 of a mile.
Okay, well, I looked it up on the EAP mapper and they're starting at like Lendl, where that road, if you followed it in.
Okay.
Right there, 13.5 mapped on DEC and, what is the other one? Fish and Wildlife.
Okay.
Yeah, so from what I see when I walk in now, it's like adjacent to the wetlands, so I don't see how that would show 100.
3 minutes.
Okay,
foot
well,
buffer.
we'll take a look. I can't answer it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And there's one more thing that really is concerning to me, is there like these biting flies that you can put like pesticide on your face and.
The shots, that's 3 minutes.
And one more, a pesticide application needs a permit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone on Zoom? Anyone in the audience?
You have to come back.
It's pretty late. It's 9:30. What do you want to do? No. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. We're gonna make a motion to go into executive. And right after executive, we're probably not coming back. We're gonna adjourn from there. So I make a motion to go into executive at 9:36.
Discuss
Discuss,
specific
specific-
employment history of a specific town employee
yes.
pursuant to the 105F of Public Officers One. Second.